But as we've mentioned, when we see indicators kissing like this, here and here, the 200-day and the white elephant baseline, and then the two other legs of our trinity, if it can bounce back off this, that usually provides kind of a springboard. Hey there. Welcome to your daily dose of elephant wisdom for Friday, March 4th, 2022. All right, we're going to take a look today at kind of around the market. We're going to look at the daily on most of these. We're also going to get into, we'll drill down on the hourly, and there's a couple of opportunities there on the hourly. But I will tell you right now, a lot of things here do not look good. We got Bitcoin here. This is the daily again. We broke below 41. 41.3 was kind of my support up here. On the hourly, there were a couple actually indicators we can look at, 41.3 to 41.5. But you can see on the daily, we've broke down on all three indicators on the elephant trinity, as well as this blue line is the 200-day moving average. So no bueno here. We've also made a lower high, so our high here was higher than our high here. So not a great sign, but if you want to hang your hat on anything possibly, right, we could say we do have a little bit of a lower high, or a higher low, sorry, forming here at the bottom. And that was way down, last week, a couple weeks ago, I guess, down at the 32, 33 wick. But again, last week we were hanging around 37, 38, and we saw a really nice uptick on the last day of the month, the monthly close. Even on the monthly, it did not close very bullishly, so it tried, but it did not get there. So we're looking not great here. So I'm expecting probably a retest back down here into the 30s. Let's take a look at the hourly. And we can see what I was talking about a little earlier. We had a couple of support lines here. Now our 200-hour line now has done a good job at the moment of catching it, and it's basically right at the bottom. So you can see that average here. Well, it was 40,000, almost 7. So it's just below. It's still providing support, albeit barely. And again, this is on the hourly. So not great that we lost this hourly white baseline. And if we lose this, then kind of what I mentioned just a second ago, testing back down into the 30s is probable. And we call this, even though this isn't a typical BART pattern, but that's as you guys probably know, the Simpsons character with the haircut. It looks like that, and then it comes back down again. So they call that the BART pattern, and that is what we're looking at right now, right? So very easily, if we lose this 200, I would expect it to come down and probably test 38. Definitely test, we'll drop through 39 pretty quick, I would guess, and we'd test back to 38. And again, we're on the hourly here, mid 38s probably. We check the daily. Let's go back to our 1 day, and we'll see our next level of support roughly here would be, kind of in that same 39, 38, low 39 area. And again, it could easily test back to this line if that holds back up, and that's down in the mid 30s, 35-ish. So not looking great right now. Total market cap, we should be seeing kind of the same thing. Yeah, everything's pushed below the indicators after trying to get that nice push up. Just didn't quite have the volume, didn't quite have the momentum. Our RSI at the moment, 47. Pretty neutral on the buy sell here, OBV, on balance volume, but you can see this channel has caught, so we could expect to test back down here, 1.7. So, another couple of percent down, no problem. Ethereum, same idea, right? We've lost support after we tried to rally up to it. This is the daily. Let's check out the hourly on Ethereum here. And we'll see sort of the same idea. Oops. My bad there. Sort of the same idea here. We lost that support, well, you can see about 10, 12 hours ago on that big drop there. And again, this is just the hourly, but it's never great to lose this is the 200 unit, and this is our elephant baseline. Once we lose that, things tend to go. And you can see this, look at this. We went down here on pretty significant volume. So good news on that is when it goes hard down on significant volume, that sometimes, and then it sort of stays there, that could signify kind of a bottom sort of event. But you can see it certainly did not here, right? All it did, it did a few hour bottom, and then it just starting to cascade back down again. So not seeing a whole lot of positives here. This is ADA. Let's go back on the daily just to kind of get a bird's eye view here a little bit, because we lost our 94-cent line on ADA. And you can see again, look how far up that 200-day is, all the way up $1.75. So we are over 100% away from that. So again, you can see volume spike here. But we can also see these volume spikes here, which just led to more of a cascade. So we talked about on the weekly here, we had support at 75 cents, which is what we got last time, right here on our white baseline. And you can see our 200-week line is down at 50 cents. So again, this is maybe what if Bitcoin gets down into the 30s again, this is what I would be expecting as a retest of the white baseline here. All right, our favorite Telcoin, same idea here. Well, more on the weekly. Let's go back to our daily. Get a little bit more view, but again, look at just, I think I tweeted the weight of the world is above here. And again, most coins look exactly like this right now. Axie Infinity, we're trying to get above it, we just can't do it at the moment. H-bar, same idea. Wow. Avalanche has been one of our bright spots here, and this could possibly be one of the few things that look good right now, right? We're staying above the baseline. The 200-day is held like a champ right there. Even though we wick down to the baseline, we're right on the 200-day right now. And you can see we just have some resistance of a couple elephant indicators above us. Sandbox historically has done okay. Let's see where that's at. Yeah. See, we're in Mayday region right there too. Mayday, we're below the 200. We are below our white baseline. Nothing good happens there. Okay. Same thing. Shiba, one of my favorites. Again, a lot of volume here on that drop, but it did get bought up pretty quick. So as we talked about, this is kind of, these are bullish wicks, if you can call it that, right? Because it dropped down and then it got bought up super quick. And you can see this is kind of, this green one here that looks so good is kind of a bearish wick, right? Because we popped up, couldn't hold it. Seller said no higher. So right there, once we saw that wick, that was sort of a precursor here of things to come. And we saw a couple of them here, right? It tried hard 2 days in a row, couldn't do it. And that would be an indication, and we couldn't do it on high volume there as well. So check that out. So that would have been a very good short opportunity, even though it kind of would have been difficult, right? Because we're above all the indicators and we did see some support, but just in this whole macro picture, it couldn't hold. Okay, Near Protocol, we've checked this out a lot. This did great the other day, I believe it was a day after we talked about it. We got caught on our support here. We're above indicators. We're now below. But as we've mentioned, when we see indicators kissing like this, here and here, the 200-day and the white elephant baseline, and then the two other legs of our trinity, if it can bounce back off this, that usually provides kind of a springboard. So we get like a pop, like right here we did, right? We kind of touched here for the first time, and we got a pop here, we got a pop here. So that's still possible. I don't know if we're popped out or not, but near and what do we say, avalanche and sandbox right now, those are the three right now that, you know, I don't know if you want to put any money in the market at this point. Matic has been a little frustrating to me, and you can see why. Talk about convergence, right? We talk about these indicators here all converging together. So this equals explosions. So when all these come together, things are going to happen. Now, they can explode up or down. So just because they explode doesn't mean that's a good thing. But Matic is something to keep an eye on. That's one of the, we'll call that our convergence of the day, Matic. And let's see how that responds. But right now, everything above it, I'm not expecting anything here shortly other than pain if you're long or holding. So we could easily come back and test into the 140s to 130s again, this white trend line that we established, you know, back a bit ago here. So that was established back in April. So it's been showing some strength. So let's see what happens to that. All right. So let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. Coming back up, it's 40,000 bottom here. Sorry, let's get to a slightly less busy chart. And again, we are below indicators. We just lost it today. So I would definitely am expecting a little bit lower here. But let's see if we can hold this trend line into the mid to upper 30s, and we will go for there. All right, thanks for watching and liking and subscribing. Feel free to contact us with any questions or chart ideas. And this is Mark signing off.